Video is to help you understand the importance of respiratory health and how Pilates can play a role in maintaining good respiratory health. Air quality is extremely important and has a direct relation to respiratory health. If you live in an area with poor air quality due to environmental pollution, smog, dust, allergens, or more, consider investing in a HEPA filtration system. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, HEPA filters capture 99% of particles including bacteria, fungi, and larger viruses. If you don't have access to a HEPA filtration system, you should install new filters in your home heating and air conditioning system. Then run the fan for a period of time to help filter the air in your home. Keep your filters clean and replace them as recommended. Do not smoke. Smoking of any kind, including secondhand smoke, is very bad for your respiratory health. In the process of inhaling smoke, your lungs take in over 7,000 chemicals that create inflammation in your lungs. Fresh air and sun will make you feel better and improve your respiratory health. In Las Vegas, we are in spring pollen season and often have windy days. When the wind is mild, go outside and take a walk. After your walk, you might shower and wash your hair to rinse the pollen away. If you aren't planning to shower immediately, be sure to wipe your face and hair with a wet cloth to help reduce pollen that you may have come in contact with outside. You do not want to keep breathing it in. Dietary recommendations such as avoiding sugars and processed foods will help reduce inflammation in the body and lungs. Hydration is vital to the lungs. The alveoli of the lungs require water. Dehydration can affect breathing. Without enough fluids, the body cannot provide cells with proper energy. Drink at least 6 to 8 glasses of water a day. Exercise will help develop a healthy diaphragm, allowing you to properly expel the air from your lungs so that fresh air can be inhaled. Joseph Pilates called this the internal shower. Now I'm going to show you some proper breathing exercises to keep your lungs clear. We're going to start with a 2-count, 4-count breath. Sitting comfortably and tall in a chair without tension in your neck or shoulders, take a big breath in for a count of 2 and exhale that breath for a count of 4. In for 2, out for 4. In for 2, out for 4. Next, we're going to do straw breathing. Using the 2-count, 4-count breathing, on the exhale, blow your air out as if you are blowing through a straw. Inhale for 2. Out for 4. Next, we'll move into core breathing, which increases the intensity of straw breathing by focusing on the diaphragm dropping on the inhale. Place your hand under your xiphoid process and feel the expansion of the rib cage. This is where the lungs push down on the diaphragm during inhalation. Really fill your lungs. Push the air out of the straw with a little more force than before. You are using your diaphragm like a muscle. Feel it work. Feel your ribs expanding and contracting as part of the respiratory process. You can repeat any of these breathing patterns 3 to 4 times. Next, we're going to move into a huffing breath. We're going to use a deep inhale and 3 forceful huffing breaths out. This really pushes the air out of the lungs. The huffing breath keeps your throat open, allowing for a clearing of the lungs through the mouth, much like a cough. This breath is beneficial because it allows for more air in and out. You can get more exhale pressure by slightly tipping the head forward in the exhalation. Breathing in the hundreds exercise in Pilates is similar to this. Lastly, we're going to do K breathing. It will take a deep inhale and a ka sound breath on the out, just like a K. This breathing will force out an expulsion of fluid from the mouth. Warning: do this breathing in private, or be sure to use a tissue or barrier to ensure good hygiene, protecting yourself and others. Note, if you've recently had surgery or have any pain with these breathing exercises, you should splint your torso with a pillow. Make sure you're up against something solid behind you. Take your pillow, hug it up against your torso, and do your breathing exercises in a splinted position. There are many Pilates exercise movements perfect for thoracic engagement and mobility, which is key to our respiratory health. Take you through some key Pilates-inspired movements to use as breathing exercises you can do at home. These exercises focus specifically on a variety of planes of movement and breathing techniques, including extension, flexion, lateral side bending, and rotation. And they're inspired by the Pilates repertoire and key to our respiratory health. Here we go. I'm going to start with just the movement pattern. This can all be done sitting in a chair. For thoracic extension, we're going to take a small ball and we're going to sit back in our chair as close as we can to the back side, keeping a little bit of space, and then placing the ball just below the shoulder blades. Sitting up tall here, we're going to take our arms as if they're behind our head, and we're going to take an inhale and look up toward the ceiling, extending our thoracic spine. Exhale to come back to sitting up tall. Again, inhale, exhale. Next, we're going to do some laterally expansive movement of our ribs in a spinal flexion position. You can take that ball, just sit it in your lap, because you're going to imagine that you're rounding over this ball. So as you round over, I want you to pull in and up, kind of like a fish hook, lifting you up from your xiphoid process. And we're going to round that forward. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Try not to tense up in the neck. Allow the head to stay in alignment with the rest of the spine. From this position, you can come a little further forward. And now, we're going to inhale, laterally expanding across the back. Exhale and pull the belly button into the spine, away from the ball in your lap. Inhale. Exhale. Next, we're going to go into a lateral side bending movement. This is very simple. All you're going to do is sitting in your chair nice and tall. You can just side bend to one side. You can support yourself on your chair the best way possible, and you can take the other arm overhead. So we're going to inhale as we side bend filling the side of the lungs that are reaching toward the ceiling. Exhale to come back to sitting tall. Take it to the other side. One more time each side. And lastly, we're going to do some rotation. You can sit a little more forward on your chair if you like, so you have a good solid footing on the ground. So sitting tall, we're going to inhale and rotate to one side. So exhale, come back to center, relaxing. Inhale, sit and rotate to the other side. Now we want to inhale on rotation in this breathing exercise because it elongates the spine and allows for more rotation, allowing the spine to move more freely. One more time. Now we'll move on to our exercise portion. Now I'd like to take you into the Pilates exercises with breathing. Let's start with our thoracic extension exercise, Swan. Laying on your stomach, legs extended behind you about hip width apart, hands in line with the shoulders. Lengthen from the tips of the toes to the crown of the head. Pull the belly button up and tuck the tush slightly under to protect the low back. Remember, we're doing thoracic extension here, not lumbar extension. We're going to take a breath in for 2, lifting the chest, and out for 4, coming back down. Let's try that again. Inhale, exhale. Taking this exercise to the next level, we're going to push with the arms and come into a higher extension. Inhale. Exhale. Keeping the head in line with the spine. Inhale. Exhale. The most advanced of the Swan exercise would be Swan Rocker. And with that, we'll end up using more of that K breath, the K breath, to come through the rocking motion and then inhaling again for the lift. Watch. And rest. Next, we'll go into some spinal flexion. For spinal flexion, the exercise rolling like a ball is great with breathing and spinal flexion. Not only does this really help you to find that extension or that expansion of the back line of the body, but it also really takes that air out in a real deep breath again, that K breathing. So let's start off with a nice easy version of this. Holding behind the legs, behind the knees, we're just going to take a 2 breath in, roll back, 4 breath out, roll back to sitting. Here we go. And again. Taking that into a little bit of a deeper movement or deeper breathing, we can add the K breath. So we'll inhale as we go back for those 2. Deep breath in, expanding the lungs, expanding the ribs. This helps to protect the ribs, the lungs, and the spine as we roll back. When we roll up, we'll give a very forceful as if we've had all of the air just pushed out of our lungs at once. Here we go. that little K breathing will help to engage the abdominals to bring you back up in your rolling like a ball exercise. Next, we're going to go to our lateral side bending, and we'll take it into mermaid. For a mermaid exercise, sitting in that mermaid position to the side, we'll just start with a very simple side breathing mermaid. One hand on the mat. We're going to take the other hand. We're going to lift up, breathe into the side. Inhale. And exhale. Again, inhale. Straw breathing out. Back up. Let's do that on both sides so that we feel nice and even. Taking that breath, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And there's our simple mermaid. Finishing it off with rotation, we're going to go into the exercise twist with a pulse and then into saw. Sitting on your mat nice and tall, feet about mat width apart, flexing those feet. We're going to start off with those arms reaching out to the side, but yet relaxed there. So we know that we want to inhale as we rotate, just like in our chair. So we're going to inhale and rotate one direction. Exhale, come back to center. Inhale for 2 as we rotate one direction. Exhale for 4, coming back. You really want to feel like you're wringing out your torso with this. So you're really getting a nice thoracic rotation. So let's take that and let's make it that ha breathing. Okay? So we're going to inhale and then we're going to do those 3 ha breaths out. As we stay to the side, we're going to pulse our rotation. Inhale. And center. Inhale. And center. One more time. Inhale. Center. And inhale. Center. And relax. You can take that into a combined movement of saw if you'd like. The saw exercise uses that ha breathing, that huffing breath, as well as the rotation and forward flexion together. So we would take an inhale and we would forward flex and up. And inhale, rotating, forward flex, exhaling, and up and relax. So now you can see how so many of the Pilates exercises are designed to help improve your breathing, to work on that respiratory health. So I hope that you'll take the opportunity not only to practice some of these breathing exercises, but to also practice some of the Pilates exercises with your breathing. Thank you so much, and stay healthy and well.